welcome back. And if you did not see our live stream, you're not gonna want to miss this episode. We have a big surprise. It is Reboot Engineering's all CNC machine billet aluminum valve cover, guys. This thing is for the M50, S50 motors. As you can see, this thing is absolutely fantastic, well made. If you did not watch the live stream, go look at it. We go in depth on this thing. It is absolutely fantastic, and we are going to be putting it in today on this car right here. So let's get to it. Start pulling off the old S50 cover and getting this one ready to go on. So first things first is we are going from the S50 here, as you see the oil caps back here, to the S52 with the oil caps up here. There's no real difference. People make this conversion all the time. The only difference is the coil packs mount differently and they're run a little bit differently. So these are run up to here. The S52 are run down, but that's not going to be a problem. We have S52 coils somewhere on a shelf in there. So we have a bunch of stuff, but all these S50 coils are going to come off, and we'll get this all cleaned up so that we can take all of our bolts off. You know, as you guys can see, this we had this wrinkle black powder coated, looks absolutely fantastic. So not sure if this is gonna be for sale or we're gonna hang it up on the wall for some wall art or something, but the one thing we do need to do on that we're saving are these bolts. And as you can see, these things are rusty as all hell, and that's because we at one time sanded and then polished these, but they have since rusted, and we want something that looks good for these. So we are gonna resand these and repolish them so that they match the valve cover. But let's get all of this stuff off and cleaned up. Now that we have all those bolts off, let's pull this valve cover off. And look how pretty that thing is inside. We really haven't run the car much since we got this powder coated. But actually, have we run it at all since we got this valve cover? Yeah, we have. Yeah, because this was a whole bunch of different shows. So it's run. Just super, super clean inside. Okay. Well, let's get look at this. Everything looks good. Still got our cam tray thing. All these look good. They're a little dry, but we'll throw some oil on them before we we'll throw some oil on everything before we put our other valve cover back on. So let's do it. So we have the old valve cover off. We have some oil on our whatchamacallit. Dad, don't stay down there. So now it is time to see what this thing looks like on the car. So we already have the gasket in place, and we are just going to set this right on down. And look at that. Fits like a glove. Guys, that completely changes the look of this freaking engine. Everything in this engine is polished, like polished. Well, that's gonna be polished. We have a strut bar that's polished. It's gonna look amazing. We are gonna run a catch can. That's what we're gonna look once we bolt this down. We are gonna take these lines and see what kind of catch can setup we're gonna set up over here. But I have some spare lines in a box, so we're gonna see. I can't remember. These bungs are 12 AN, and I believe what I have in there is 10, but it might be 12. I'm not sure. But we will see if they are 12. Then we'll get them all kind of set up and see what we got, so we see what we got to order versus what we already have, so I can make the right choice. And then get this thing bolted down. Let's clean up our hardware so that we don't have ugly freaking hardware on a nice cover. So let's get that done real quick. So while we let the hardware dry, we are going to take out the radiator because we have the new Mishimoto. This one will end up going on the 318 once we build it. But let's cut our fan off. This one, we got to cut our fan off because of these little clip things. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to get in there, but I don't know if I can. There it goes. So bought new ones of these so we can remount the fan on the other radiator, and these really don't come off. They're like one-time put-ons, so they're all off. That means the fan with our little sticks, there it goes, fell out. But we have all new stuff. But let's grab our fan. We need to make some quick disconnects for our fan anyways, so this will be the perfect time to do that. But we just have the upper radiators. We need to grab the lower one and take that off, and then we can move all this stuff and pull this off and pull it out. We emptied the bottom radiator hose. There wasn't much coolant in here. I just put enough in so that it would keep the system wet, but just a little bit of radiator fluid. So now that that's off, we need to pull our temp sensor out of the side so we can transfer it to our other one. And then we take off our Reboot Engineering radiator tabs, and then this will come right out. So out with the old, in with the new. And I didn't know on this one, it's got a plug already for that. We're not using the OEM temp sensor on that side, so this will be perfect. We just need to snake this old baby back in. We're gonna snake it. Oh, do we have the, nope, we don't. Oh, we gotta steal those off the other one. Hang on guys, before we throw this in, we need to snake the little rubber things off the bottom of this. Boom! So we don't have any vibrations. So, there we go. There. Snake this in under our oil cooler lines. And now we just come back up, and they have to go up on top. So we'll get, oh, drop the clamp into there. So that's always good. And we'll come back this way. And we'll come up and into place. Oop. Dropped our screwdriver. These go on that side. I got my finger, but we are in place. In great form and fashion, I somehow split my finger open. It's not the one that I got stitches in. It's the other one now, so I gotta figure out why I'm bleeding and where I'm bleeding so I don't continue to bleed. So I'll be right back. I split the tip of my finger off again. I don't know how I did that again. It was this finger before, now it's this one, but it's not very deep. We're gonna let this sucker bleed itself out. And I think I have some super glue around here. We're gonna super glue that sucker and be done. So that is it for this video, guys. Super short video, but the valve cover is on. We're gonna clean it up, take some pictures. The new radiator is in. We did new little clamps on the wires so we can clip on and off. We just need to put the fan back in, but I'm not gonna put the fan back in. We have a few more little things that we want to do in here. Our next step for the valve cover is I need to get some 12 AEN fittings in line so that we can go over here, and we're going to put in a catch can right here. Most likely it's going to be polished aluminum, but we'll see what we can find or what we can work with. But this will end up being a catch can here, and we'll build like a little, what I'm thinking is that we'll get the catch can, figure out which catch can we're going to use, then we'll make a cover like we did before, but we'll probably end up making it out of carbon fiber for covering all the catch can except for like the breathers that come off the top or something. But we'll figure that out once we get the catch can here and the lines figured all out. So there you go, guys. That is the Reboot Engineering valve cover. All aluminum, looks fantastic in this engine bay. If you have an E36, you need this piece. It looks absolutely fantastic. Our next step on the valve cover is to get our S52 coils that we have on a shelf somewhere. I gotta find them. I think they're in a box inside of another box up in the attic. So we'll grab those, and then kind of have an idea for this piece. This is raw aluminum right now, but we're gonna work on something for that here in the next couple videos. But it is all about dress up. Just an update, we are still waiting on our throttle linkage for I'm gonna move that over. Still waiting on our throttle linkage for our RD setup. So that is what's stopping us from finishing this right now. He's reworked the whole throttle linkage, so that's going to be a fun little video for putting that in. We still haven't figured out our oil cap issue with our TPS sensor. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to, for the time being, so I can get this all bolted up, is I'm going to take this cap off. I'm going to run the OEM cap, set this cap off to the side, get everything put on, and then we'll figure out, because the intake manifold comes here and interferes with the sensor, so this whole thing has to rotate anyways. But I want to make sure that if this rotates, there's enough room, because if not, we're gonna have to move that down to here, and we'll do run like the rally road adapter down here that tees off, and we'll run this down here and then plug this up here if we can still run this cap. Everybody that's done it so far says we can't, C-A-N-T, run this cap, but I'm feeling that if we get rid of that, put that down there, plug this hole, we can run this cap by notching this just, if you look, it's hitting by like millimeters, not even 1 millimeter. So all we have to do is, once we position the cap, we can notch this, and that'll sit flush, and we'll be fine. But we're waiting on that. So we haven't really messed with this side of the engine, but we did mess with this side. So we are good to go, guys. Stay tuned to next video. Even more stuff coming. I promise you, we're gonna get this thing running soon. As soon as all our parts are in, we will have this thing up and running again. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions about anything, the RRD, the valve cover, anything, guys, hit me up on Instagram, ArcSlave84. On here, I'll answer any questions you got. And thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and I'll see you next video.